Hey, John here. So I got these two Echoes. This is a PB650 in the backpack, and the little guy over there is a PB200. Both just on the side of the road. I think the sign said free, stopped working, something like that. So picked them up, and the reason I got the camera is because there's nothing wrong with these machines other than they did stop working. But I just wanted to go ahead and I already fixed that one, and I don't know what's wrong with this one yet, but this one was just a fuel line. You know, a couple of fuel lines replaced, boom, back in action. So I'm just going to diagnose this one. I'm going to do it the same way. If you got something that, you know, used to work and then just suddenly stopped working, it's probably something easy, most likely fuel, but there's a few things, a few steps that I do that are really easy to check just to be certain that A, the thing isn't junk, you know, for real, like mechanical or something's wrong with it. But usually when something works and it just stops, it's usually fuel related. But let me show you the steps of what I do to fix this. So like I said, that little guy over there, it was fuel line. Well, it actually wasn't fuel lines. It was fuel line related. But this this little grommet here was all wasted. It was half of it was missing, just you know, over time. And this is what your fuel lines run through, and it needs to be sealed in a tank. And here's one here. This one looks good. I was just checking this out, thinking, hey, I wonder if it's the same problem. This one, there's no cracks. It still feels solid. But that's what that problem was over there. Everything swelled up and cracked, and boom, replace this. That thing works. So what I would do here, the first thing I would do is just check for spark. I'm going to pull this over and see if it's got spark. If it doesn't have spark, well, it could be an easy fix too, but let's see here. Ha! The guy said this thing didn't run. It stopped working. Well, it's got spark. It's probably it's not even going to be a video. I did pull it over when I was on the side of the road, and the guy started coming out. Said that yeah, they just stopped working. It didn't start then. That's weird. I think it's on choke. Let's put it on run. Well, at least you know it's got spark. The next thing I would do, I already know it would start. I'm just showing you what I did, you know, what I always do in terms of if something doesn't start. I check for spark. If there's spark, then I take the spark plug out and I check for a compression. Obviously this has compression, it just bumped over. And if you don't have a spark tester, you can do the old you know, short it out with a screwdriver. Put the screwdriver here, you know, just put a screwdriver in the hole, right, and touch it to the top of the spark plug, and you'll see the spark. And if you don't have a compression tester, both of those things are dirt cheap. Of course, Amazon, everything's dirt cheap. But if you don't have a compressor tester, you can just pull it over with your thumb over the hole. But that takes a little experience on how much pressure, you know, because anything over 60 here, anything over 90 rather, is good. That it'll start a machine. And I don't know how much compression this thing has, but we'll find out. Don't get shocked. Make sure your little your little sparker is out of the way. And there's 90 right there, full first pull. 120. Yeah, it's got over 120 pounds, so I know the engine's good. I already know it's good because it just wanted to start. But now we're on to the fuel, which I thought it was. And a way we can test that without getting too involved. Both, you know, like I said, there's a few easy steps. That's why I just wanted to get the camera and show you. Checking for spark. Got spark. We already know the thing runs, or it wants to run. But if yours didn't start, or want to start, take off your air cleaner, right? And take your choke. Get your choke off and just give it a engine starting fluid. A little toot of starter fluid. Right? Close the choke so that don't leak out. And then try to start it. If it wants to bump over, then you know it's fuel related, and we'll go from there. Yeah, I expected that to start. Straight, no choke. Alright, so this is definitely fuel related. It wants to run with fuel right down the pipe. So we go from there. Now the other machine, like I said, broken fuel lines. This does look good here, but it's most likely a broken fuel line, or I'm going to take this rubber grommet out. Maybe the line with the fuel filter, maybe that's just disconnected and it's not sucking up fuel. However, as you saw, we pulled it over, so obviously it's got fuel in there. Yeah, these are feeling pretty brittle. Yeah. So this is there's 3 lines here. One's a vent. That one's a vent. Not too concerned with that one. This one here is definitely brittle. This one actually is brittle too. Just feeling for some cracks. Also, I feel the bulb, the starter bulb. I don't know if you can see that in there. Feel that for cracks. Like, it's actually working, sort of. No, it's not. I thought I saw some fuel there. Oh, there's some fuel leaking right there. It's not quite, yeah, there's a lot of fuel leaking. Seems like this black hose. I don't have my glasses on. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Alright, another easy fix. That hose, that black hose, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in here. It's completely cracked. Oop! I was going to say it's completely cracked in half. That's most likely the pickup tube. And I can't explain why it wanted to start. Maybe it had, it gets just enough fuel, and it wants to, and then of course it cut off. So this is going to be another easy fix. But I do have to. I'm going to go ahead and take this rubber off just to make sure nothing else is. I'm going to screwdriver. Two machines free. Minor stuff wrong with them. Alright, so the vent tube is intact, and it looks like, yeah, looks like the fuel filter maybe a little dirty, but it's all connected. Just pry it out of the little hole there. Alright, so that's what we got. Vent tube and 3 lines. The line that's cracked is I don't know if you can see that. The line that's broke is the supply. It's sucking fuel here, so it's sucking air as well. So that's why I wasn't getting fuel. So this machine is not junk. It is a real easy fix. Especially, it's all line, I think. So we're going to get away with probably keeping this rubber. Looks great to me. Yeah, I don't see any cracks in this. But they're dirt cheap too if you need to replace the rubber. So we're just going to get some Tyvek, put this fuel filter back on, and I bet you this thing will start right up. Alright, so you can get this fuel line at Napa, and there's different, you need to know like ODs and ID, or inner and outer dimensions. Like this outer is obviously bigger, but they also have, it would look like, I think I got some actually. Yeah, this is close. This is close to this line, but if you look in, the inside diameter is thicker. This is a little thinner. So there is Napa's got all this stuff. So, and you buy it by the foot, so it's dirt cheap. So that's our line that the you can see how widened it is now. So it gets a little, even though this is just a return line, it gets a little swelled up. So I'm going to replace that anyways. But for the line that's cracked, what we're going to do is just feed this up through a little rubber grommet here. Sometimes it helps to lube that a little bit to get it in. It's a nice tight fit still, so I'm still going to use that. We're going to get this old line off of here. Usually this is probably so brittle it just come off there, no problem. Just do a little slice. It's stuck on there. There we go. Alright. Yeah, this part is still alright, but you can feel this is like hard brittle plastic. That's why it broke. Alright, so I'm also going to replace this guy. What do I do with my line? I'll just use this. So we just want to measure how much, with the fuel filter, how much line we need. So that's going to go right here. Just hold it in place for a sec. Scooch it down a little bit. So that's basically there, and then from here, this guy was up about halfway. So it's not using much. I'm going to go to the other side of the tank, give it a little more reach. That should be good right there. That's the old stuff. New piece. Where's our filter at? Put a filter back on. Again, sometimes a little lube to get that started helps, which I'm not going to do. Just tough it out. There we go. Get it back in the tank. Replace this guy with, where's the stuff I just cut? Anybody? Oh, it's down here. Down here on the ground. Roughly. Again, this one here is just a return. When you squeeze your bubble, we don't even have to take the carburetor off in this case. So we'll put this back in. Well, let's get that vent back in its cradle. Let's get a hole. Sometimes these can be problematic too, but I'll just use a screwdriver, stuff her in a hole. Does anybody remember which one was which? That's the vent. That's the vent, so that goes on this side, and this is the supply, which goes in the back here. Sure. The return line. Now, this should work right away if our bulb is good. There is fuel in here. Yeah. So we have some action. I don't see any leaks. And I expect this thing to start right up. I'm not even going to choke it. It's on, still on. See here, slow. Let's crank her up a little bit. Maybe we will choke. It's probably ain't been running a while. Let's just keep it choked for a bit. sweet, free machines. There are actually lots of people junk their stuff thinking there's nothing wrong, or you know, that it's garbage. Probably because they had it a while and they probably thought, well, it's at its end of the line. So anytime I see something on the side of the road that says free, I'll pick it up just for the parts. But sometimes you get lucky, like today, and we got a free machine here. Now the 200, I don't know what I would do with that. Probably just give it away. The 200, you know, you could do like a deck, maybe a you know, that little guy down there, or maybe a driveway. I don't even know about a driveway, you know, it's a little guy. A patio, maybe a roof. This is a 650. This might move some leaves in a yard. It's definitely, you know, I'm not going to throw it away, obviously, or give it away. But I could probably get $100 for this thing easily. Anyways, if you're in this pickle and you got a starting problem and it ran before, again, I always know it's probably going to be fuel related, but I start with the easy stuff like checking for spark just to make sure you're not going down a wrong road, and then compression just to make sure that the engine is not tired. If it's got over, you know, 60 to 90 psi, you should be able to at least start it. This one's still, it's way over, it's 120 something, so we're good to go. It's just fuel related. I can't believe this is junk for just that little line. It's crazy, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.